take your soul.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
Switch has been made. Just had to lower the YouTube on as far as the stream goes and turn my mic back on, and we are good to go. Just did not care tonight about changing out of a black shirt, so now I just look like a floating head, and you know what? Y'all can deal with it.
Yeah, the Floating Heads. That's the name of our band. Check us out on Spotify. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm gonna go see if I can make a profile for the
There
floating
probably
heads
is
now.
a floating. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not a band name. I got Spotify pulled up right here. Let's see what we got. Why is my keyboard upside down?
There's a song by
clean.
Sister Crayon called Floating Heads. There's a Floating Heads playlist. Nope, there it is, Floating Heads artist.
Yeah.
Relatively new, not a whole lot of plays.
Mm-hmm.
So look, we just kind of sponsored you if you're paying attention to this. You know, we're trying to help, and we don't even know enough about your music. But you know what I'm going to do as soon as I get off with this, and after I hit the first video, I'm going to go listen to some Floating Heads and see if it's music I like at all. I did not read a description.
Let's see. Floating Heads has 18 monthly listeners on Spotify. God damn, we are. You know what, Floating Heads? You're welcome. We got about the same amount of views.
All of a sudden, he gets 2 new follows, and it's you and I.
Yeah.
I don't follow no artists really on Spotify.
According to this, I am the only listener that is in the U.S.
See, that's why I wish there was more of a description here so I could know anything about them before listening.
I'm assuming they're British.
You know what? Everybody, you're in for a treat. Let's fast forward just to hear the meat of the song.
Oh.
All right, that's more than enough.
It's like, it's not bad actually from what I'm listening to.
But it's a very specific style.
Yeah. This song called No Reflections, it sounds like something that Darby Allin could come down to the ring to.
It's not a vampire.
Well, you're welcome, Floating Heads. Check them out on Spotify.
Or on YouTube or anywhere else. Just, wait for like an hour or so until we're done. Just hang with us first.
Out first.
Hang out with us first. And you know what? Yeah. If you partake with us.
Partay with us.
Would that be
more than one Floating Heads? My bad.
Oh, it just took me like 4 things down the list before I even got to an artist.
The Floating Heads. The Floating Heads has even less listeners than Floating Heads.
So here's my theory. Same people. They just realized they didn't have to put the in their name. And Spotify was like, you can't just change your name. We have old school rules here. You are stuck.
School has rules.
You don't even work here. That's all I could think of was, you don't even go here.
Oh. I have like this memory forever stuck in my head from a sexual harassment video they made us watch back in middle school. And
same middle school or the year that you went elsewhere?
Maybe it was the year that I went elsewhere. But because there was this sexual harassment video that we had to watch.
Oh.
I can't remember what the kid was doing, but then this like super nerdy kid is like, "Hey, this school has rules."
No, I remember everyone going around and making fun of the video for a long time, like
Okay,
immediately
yeah.
after
So
for
yeah,
a
that was
while.
at Marshall.
That was
That
eighth
shit was
grade.
hilarious.
That was eighth grade.
Yeah, because everybody would just walk up to each other and just say, "Hey, this school has rules."
It started the Me Too movement like 20 years early.
Oh, it's so bad. It was so bad. Like they thought that they were like doing something with that, and all we all got out of that is that you sound like a nerd if you say this school has rules. I think the people came here for wrestling. Maybe.
And now I'm just sitting here thinking about all those years with Dare, and I just look to my left and I'm like, y'all failed.
Yep.
It's in the name. You dared us into it, and it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I won like one of those Dare essay contests back in 5th grade. Had to present to the whole school. Now look at me. I barely go a day sober. I was a Dare spokesboy.
It's all right. In like first, second, third grade, one of those early years in elementary school, I joined the Boy Scouts just so I could do the Pinewood Derby because I really wanted to make that car race.
Hey, I dig it, man.
And you know what? I won that shit for the school, so everyone could. I went, but that meant I had to go to some like other kind of like more regional type of tournament, and yeah, I didn't even come close there.
You get smacked.
Oh yeah,
I always wanted to do that though. I never got a chance to.
it was actually my uncle who was like a mechanic, and he had like a classic car that he was rebuilding and stuff like that. He was the one I got to do the project with, so it was real nice and fun. It would have been something my dad probably would have been around for because they were very much alike in that regard. Love cars, but 600 miles.
Hell yeah. Mm.
Woopsa.
Woosa.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. There was another episode of AEW Dynamite tonight. I'm just saying, that guy over there.
I'm range of motion.
You sound so positive. But as we are every Wednesday with you, here to talk about AEW Dynamite, we will get into... You know what? Let's get into this first. We have no fucking clue what we're doing about Collision. It's probably going to be a day of decision.
Mm-hmm.
Life happens.
Yeah.
It's summertime. It's vacation time. People come to visit. People go to visit other people. You have all sorts of things going on.
Yeah. Yeah, my whole family's going to be in town, so... And I only get to see them now, like, once a year.
Well, even to go along with that, like, the weekend after that, we have Forbidden Door's a while away. The weekend after that...
No, this weekend, there's...
Wait, is it
my
next
dad
weekend?
and sisters, and then next weekend is Forbidden Door.
All right. Well, as far as Collision goes that weekend, I have a wedding to go to. So things, and then there's a vacation for the 4th of July weekend. So sorry, everyone. We're going to be kind of hit and miss on Collision as it starts off.
Yeah, but we'll be there from time to time.
We told you we did not want this shit on Saturday nights.
Yeah. It's hard to have a life and watch wrestling on Saturday. Every Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, if we're going to an event, like going to GCW or going to the local shows, that's something you're going to. It's an entirely different thing. Or come August, SummerSlam.
Yep.
I don't want to say I keep forgetting about it. It still feels so far away that I'm not getting excited for it. Oh shit! That means, guys, it's no longer a threat. We're going to actually have to watch some WWE just to know what the fuck is going on.
That really sucks. Because you know how I used to watch it? On Peacock. And I'm not about to pay for it now just to watch the stuff that I don't really even want to watch.
All right, we have a friend that still likes it and watches it every single week. We're just going to be like, all right, new plans.
Synopsis.
That or Mondays and Fridays, whenever it works out for us. We're hanging out.
Like, sir, you need to give me a rundown of Raw and SmackDown this week. And I'm sure he would.
Do it, and then we can slowly start to try to convince him to make videos for us, like every single Saturday, recapping WWE for the week. We can slowly try to build him into the team without him even knowing.
That's how we get him in there.
Like, bro, see what you just did and talking to us about it. Do it in a video.
Yeah.
Or
he'll never know.
We just make him video chat with us. We screen record. And then just make the video with him.
Okay.
Or we do it, we make him do it. We put the focus on him so he's big, but we still have little videos so that way when we're talking and asking questions, we're still involved. You are watching live evil plotting to convince the most introverted person. He's not even introverted, but isolated person we've ever met. To get him onto the channel for WWE.
We've been working on him for a while.
It's just a nice way for us to continue to do it without all, pressuring a friend.
Yeah. Because I can't watch more wrestling.
No.
Like, I'm already about to be committing to watching Collision too.
Mm-hmm. We just can't commit to watching it as
much
it happens.
as I love wrestling, that's a lot of wrestling to commit to.
Oh yeah, unless I see people talking about something on Rampage, I am not watching Rampage. It is now the YouTube equivalent to me.
Yep.
But
I mean, it's felt like a dud for here. They had the one good episode that was basically a battle of the belts, Rampage, and then yeah.
And the thing is about that Rampage was it wasn't an intention getting Rampage. It was, hey, if you actually like good wrestling and you're more than like a casual, you could actually enjoy this for the wrestling. It wasn't like, oh, amazing stories and revelations.
Yeah, it was just you get one of every kind of like wrestling nerd's favorite match.
It was like a Forbidden Door kickoff show.
Yeah. It's like you get a good luchador match, you get a good women's match, you got powerhouses, and it was great.
That part is just I already forgot most of what that card was. The triple threat for the Omega.
For the for the AAA.
Yeah.
Oh, you said the Omega, and I was like, Kenny wasn't on that.
What was the women's match?
It was
I don't remember.
Willow and
Was that Nyla?
Was it Nyla?
I just remember
I think it was Willow
babyface
Nyla.
because we had the conversation beforehand. New babyface champion, heel Nyla Rose.
I
Shake
think it
hands.
might have actually been Nyla, because I remember her not getting a big pounce specifically, and that's probably the reason why she didn't get a big pounce. Because she usually gets a big pounce off of anybody else.
I know there was a Ring of Honor title defended. I just don't remember what.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tag team?
Yeah.
Who'd they face?
Claudio and Yuta.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was, and then the Elite costume and
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good show.
On to
That was probably the last good Rampage.
oh,
that there's
definitely
going to be.
Oh yeah. R.I.P. Rampage. Even though you're still gonna exist.
Yeah. Rampage is dead to me.
Like at this point, it's like, what gets more
That sounds
views,
so-
Rampage or BTE on YouTube?
No. It's not fair.
But on to tonight's show. As we start every episode, we're going to talk about our personal good, the bad, and the ugly. So that way we can kind of hit the highs and the lows of the episode just in one quick little video. Told you before the show, I wanted you to go first because I already got contingencies on contingencies, it feels like. What is your good, sir?
I chose for my good the MJF and Adam Cole match. The whole thing. That was a good match.
The whole
good ass match.
long ass match. And you
Mm-hmm.
were putting me.
And I was like, because I need to see Cole look better because that, and I felt like it wasn't really on Jericho. Like Double or Nothing, that match was booty. So that's why I was like, I need Cole to put on a good match here, and they delivered. That was really good.
Because you know how hurt I was, like knowing that match was a dud at the pay-per-view, and I'm like, crap. Why is it gotta be the person that I fanboy over? And then you're sitting there putting the pressure on him. I'm just sitting here as a fanboy, like, please love Adam Cole. Please love Adam Cole. Please love Adam Cole.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I want to love him, but if I had to watch a match like that again, I'd have been like, yo, get this man off my TV.
All right. So for my good, I chose a moment, and keep in mind, if you're watching this, I was watching it on the live stream, not together. He is slightly ahead of me. So I'm going with a moment that made you giggle. And then once I got to it, you're like, you made sure I looked and I noticed it. And I started cracking up. The Hung Bucks nameplate in tonight's main event.
That's so good.
I will admit that usually when it comes to quoting things and memorizing very specifics, you are usually better than me. Do you remember exactly what it says?
I just remember that it was. I can't remember exactly what it said.
It was like,
I just know it was sexually. They had like
formerly known as
a name that's sexually suggestive and anatomically incorrect.
Wait, was it incorrect or misleading?
Or yeah, sorry, anatomically misleading.
I'm like, there's a number of good and different things that happened in tonight's show that were amusing in that kind of way. Like Orange Cassidy's backstage thing.
Yeah.
It was stupid, but it was Orange Cassidy
It
funny.
was great. Yeah.
And we have a lot of those moments, but these were one of those moments you didn't see coming. It was very subtle, and you're dying.
Yeah, I love that. You're like, you gotta love. like anytime somebody makes fun of their own penis, like you gotta love it, you know. Like the Bucks were like, yeah, we can put that. Thank you, Bucks, for giving us that joke.
What if they
You know?
reveal like next week they get pissed about it and the story is that Don Callis hijacked the production trailer?
I feel like that would be something in BTE that they would mention. Like, did you guys see this? Or since Kenny's back, he's gonna be like, yeah, guys, check this out.
And he just makes fun of him. He's like, you all have little, and knowing Kenny, he'd be like, you all have little penises. He wouldn't even use like slang term or something.
Yeah, even though it's supposedly canon on there that he doesn't watch Dynamite at all. Like, he'd just watch it just that one time. Just for that. I hope.
All right. So my bad and the ugly are a giant mess, and I can come up with something either way. So,
okay.
What is your bad?
My bad is, what the fuck are they doing with the Mogul Embassy? Are they just they're just jobbing them out into the firm? Like how the firm started off as, oh man, what is this group gonna be? And then they turned into just like jobbers. Like, is that what's happening?
I hate to say it.
Because it looks like that's what's happening to me.
I hate to say it, but I know there was a little bit of excitement with you for him to get a different group after the original Mogul affiliates was kind of dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I saw other people be very excited about it as well. But I will say, right off rip, I was like, no, they're not big enough. They're like, Swerve needs better. Like, it was kind of disappointing, and it's kind of continued to feel exactly that way. Like, you can see Swerve's a star,
yeah,
but the rest of them,
it's just and then I mean, and the way they book them, it doesn't help though, because you keep featuring this group constantly, but you feature them to lose. Like, not even the leader's gotten a win in who knows how long.
Brian Cage got pinned by Sting tonight.
Yeah. Sting, who always, as much as I love Sting, he looks like he's ready to go home every time he gets down there.
So for me, like, obviously booking plays a role in like how strong they're presented. I just kind of like, as characters, I was like, I don't have high hopes for these guys. Like, any of them becoming like stars. So I was like, that's not a good sign as far as Swerve goes. I'm like, he needs people that are future stars alongside of him.
Like, I feel like he could elevate people, but yeah, like, these guys aren't really going anywhere. They've probably all gotten about where they can get. Excuse me. But yes, I don't know. I feel like Swerve can elevate the right people with him, but you also gotta like give him a win every once in a while, because yeah, he's just it's starting to get silly to me now. Like, oh hey, they're sending Swerve out there so they can put on a good ass match. And he's gonna lose and be looking real upset but not do anything about it.
Because usually when you have groups, you try to figure out who that person is. Like, you're not gonna bat 1,000, but usually there's at least one or two people that you see like, all right, this person down the line, I can see them splintering off and I can see them becoming a star. I can't name a single person in that group outside of Swerve that fits that description.
I mean, yeah, I guess we also haven't gotten a lot of the what the other two, the other two are the Gates of Agony. Yeah, we haven't gotten a whole lot of them, so but I mean, we know what we're getting from Brian Cage. He's a bodybuilder. Like, that's his character. He's just a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Now, as far as my bad, because it drove you crazy, but of course, it didn't happen just once tonight. There's a couple different instances, and it's always very short. But AEW's production. We'll start off with the basics. There's usually some kind of audio issue. Tonight, it was once Christian Cage's and Luchasaurus's video went up on the Titantron, even the commentary, because it happened for so long, commentary team commented that they're having audio issues.
Yeah.
But we're kind of used to the audio issues. That wasn't the worst part of it tonight. You know exactly where this is going. Have fun with it.
Yeah, we definitely have never seen a big no pop up on screen in the middle of a match. Oh.
It was like,
oh, that was bad. That was real bad.
so
That
it was like a black no, but it had transparency to it, so you could see through it, but not entirely. And you just see it in literally the whole screen, across
Yeah.
the whole damn thing. What match was that? Because I don't even remember.
You know which match it was? It was during the Mobile Embassy OC Sting.
Oh yeah,
Darby Keith Lee.
because I said
you remember I was bitching hard in the beginning because they gave them the jobber entrance, and then the big fucking no pops up in the middle of the screen, and then they went to picture in picture.
and I was trying to, and I made the joke saying like, "Hey, maybe they're telling you no, don't be pessimistic," even though it went exactly as expected.
Yeah.
It's funny how our bads connected even.
Yeah, they're from the same segment.
So what would your ugly be?
Oof.
Because I have two different things I can go with. One's a total personal rant, and the other one is more up your alley. So I got contingencies.
Yeah. There was 2 nominees for my ugly tonight, and I feel like I need to honorable mention the fact that the Bucks cowboy outfits were terrible. Oh, don't do that again. Just let Hangman be the cowboy. You guys be the Young Bucks. Okay. All right.
Like there's a certain level of like ruggedness you need with cowboy stuff, and it was complete opposite of it. It was flashy and new.
I feel like you nailed it. It was like little kids dressing up as Woody for Halloween. I think that's the vibes that they gave off. But the true ugly, and we pretty much agree on this. Jericho with the pink rhinestone heel boots. Dog. Like I wouldn't have given him the ugly if he could have walked better in them, but he almost fell once. So
And the worst
Jericho,
part is
you cannot pull off those boots.
Not the worst part, I shouldn't say, but a funny thing about that is just simply he wasn't in the ring with anyone tall. He was in the ring with Sammy and Darby. So it's not like you need to try to make yourself look taller against these people, because it's not like they're 6'4" and you need to make up the gap. Like you're right there with them anyway.
Well, now he looks bigger because he's got on pink rhinestone heel boots.
Yeah, because that's my like. It needs to be mentioned. So it was one of my two. My other one was simply the advertising for Collision. I mean CM Punk / I don't know, because every commercial break it felt like there was a Collision commercial, and that's fine if you're highlighting different things and whatever. But it felt like they were advertising CM Punk, so kind of puts to bed any question about, is that the CM Punk show?
Yeah, it's AEW because CM Punk, man. That's what the show's called.
It got annoying at some point tonight. I saw them so often.
That ad did come on.
And that's not even including the amount of videos that they ran within the AEW product, like advertising their show and things that would happen.
Yeah, they were hammering down the fact that CM Punk was really AEW CM Punk.
I'll let you know for a quick second there. It said the stream disconnected, but it said it reconnected just fine, so.
Okay. All right, now we can keep talking about CM Punk.
No, because I had 30 minutes of it from AEW tonight between commercials and other videos.
Yeah, but CM Punk though, man, he's gonna be on Collision on Saturday. Who's he gonna be wrestling? Yeah, he's got stuff to say, and he's gonna be wrestling in the main event of Collision on Saturday
with FTR against Samoa Joe and the Bang Bang Gang.
And the Bang Bang Gang.
I'm sorry. The fact that I could never ever have a t-shirt advertising that, or want to wear a shirt that says Rock Hard, like out in public. I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy it when I get to speak the words. Let me get a 6-pack, then maybe I'll talk about having a Rock Hard t-shirt.
Rock Hard. Douche
Robinson.
Douche Robinson. Check out my 6-pack. You see that?
What if you had happened just like to store a 6-pack of beer or something next to you and you could just grab that? Yeah.
I can go get a. No, I don't have a 6-pack. I don't drink beer.
I'm gonna go off course a little bit from a normal way that we do things, because there is stuff worth talking about that normally we wouldn't talk about because it's such quick hitters. But an honorary good for tonight could have also been the fact that we finally got stuff building to Forbidden Door, and I figured might as well lump some of that stuff all together because it wasn't really involved with anything else on the show so much.
Right. Yeah, we can definitely talk Forbidden Door stuff because that's what I'm hyped about.
So the first thing that we really saw for tonight in terms of building up for Forbidden Door with the cross promotion stuff. Open challenge for the IWGP Championship. I forgot. He basically said he wants to show the strength of the New Japan champion, etc. So open challenge, which we would have an answer for by the end of the night.
Yeah.
In a really awkward Jungle Hook promo.
Jungle Boy needs to go heel, like yesterday, because he's becoming less and less fun as a babyface to me. Like every time I see him, so I want to see him go heel because I'm rooting for him. But yeah.
Even Hook didn't even see downward parts of his promo because after he accepted it, he called him like his best friend and stuff, and Hook didn't even look like he was all about it.
So what I'm really hoping for is that was awkward on purpose, because Jungle Boy is going to turn on Hook soon. That's what I'm really hoping for.
Yeah.
Like, do it at Forbidden Door or something.
I mean, at least in that case, you could be like, all right, it might have been purposeful. Wasn't necessarily good, but it was on purpose.
Like, what if he, like, turns on him for refusing to help him?
I mean, he's been carried around that steel chair a lot lately. It's like he learned from something from Christian Cage after all.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking maybe that's what's gonna happen. That's gonna be when he turns at Forbidden Door.
I'm all for anything that would possibly get him out of having to do cliche, cringe babyface promos and trying something different.
Yeah, we gotta have him do something different, because Not working. Not working for me.
Oh, what if he turns heel? Well, if he also takes his music away from you, like take away the
He
the thing that
probably
fans love.
has to. Wow. Because, yeah, that's like, how do you boo somebody that comes out to that song? Like, I don't know.
I think it could be a heel
He would
move to
have to,
do.
like, yeah, he would have to do something crazy. And that would be a heel enough for me. That would be it. That would be my last straw. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck that guy.
So outside of that, tonight we also had Tanahashi showing up. He was after Adam Cole and MJF had their match. Don't really have to talk about that quite this second because it wasn't a world title match, so no major implications in that regard. But it basically says the AEW championship will never shine as bright as it should as long as MJF has it.
That's what he said. He said he want that belt. He said he came really close last year against John Moxley. So, run it back.
Honestly, forgot that was a thing. I remember the big, like the two big matches. I remember being a big deal coming out of it was the fact that Orange Cassidy surpassed everybody's expectations in his match with Ospreay, and then the whole Adam Cole injury.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
So after he challenges MJF, we get to see Renee walk into like the trainer's room where MJF is like seeing himself, and he informs him the match has been booked. MJF was not happy about it though.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not doing it. Nope, not facing someone from some rinky-dink indie promotion in Japan.
Did you catch Renee react to when he said that? Like, oh shit. Like, you just put down the whole damn company we're trying to work with.
Yeah. I was not paying attention to her, but I was just like, oh, damn.
Yeah,
Right.
she kind of did like that grit, like, oh, yeah. But, on top of that, he talks about Tony Khan booking him in a match and just booking him. He's like, well, wouldn't it be the first time I know showed a booking?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That fucking guy, man.
You know what? Credit to the opening match and the MJF, because we talk about him always having mixed reactions. Tonight, he was purely booed.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I think people are like, it felt like for a while people were just like, hell yeah, MJF. Now people are like more selective about what they actually like from him.
Mm-hmm. I also think it probably helps that with him being now champion for a while, like the realization of the champion who doesn't wrestle a lot, blah blah blah, is like kicking in, where it's a lot easier to be able to boo him as opposed to the excitement of him being the new champion.
Hell yeah. Well, he's gonna lose to Tanahashi because he didn't lose to Adam Cole.
He didn't beat Adam Cole either. Oh shit, we'll get to that soon. But
yeah.
Last, I think, as far as actual updates, as far as Forbidden Door goes, is after Orange Cassidy's 8-man tag team match, at some point Renee's backstage talking to him. And she asks, we don't know who your next challenger is, blah, blah, blah. So basically, who's next? What's next for you, Orange Cassidy? And yeah, this was one of those moments I laughed, but it just did not rival the nameplate later.
Yeah, it's just great. Because he's just Orange Cassidy. It's just like, you know what's going to happen, Renee? Somebody's just going to walk up and challenge me for this thing, probably here in just a few moments. And
then they like nod off screen because he was Zack Sabre Jr.
Yep.
The The first
Hell
and
yeah.
only ever New Japan television champion. I do not like that belt. I do not like it.
Why?
I mean, it's very old school looking and very brick. I just don't care for it.
Oh, the belt. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to what the belt looked like. I was just like, oh shit.
Basically,
I know Saber's been working Ring of Honor a lot, but it's good to see him on some AEW TV. Or, well, not a lot. He's had a couple matches on Ring of Honor.
I mean, that pure championship is basically made for that man.
Yeah.
Speaking of pure championships, Daniel Garcia walks in after Zack Sabre Jr. issues the challenge. I don't know. He kind of talked fast and he said a lot. So, like, he wants a rematch with Orange Cassidy, but he also kind of wants his pure championship back.
Yeah. Yeah. He said he was the closest to beating Orange Cassidy ever.
That's a lie.
And... Right.
Whose house?
Yeah. Swerve's close to losing house. But yeah, he wants a shot at that international title too, because he's been the closest to beating him. But also, he's still got a bone to pick with Shibata because he never got a rematch for that pure title, even though I'm pretty sure Wheeler beat him twice.
But Orange Cassidy says Shibata's not there that week, but he'll be there next week, and they'll have a tag team match. Now, Zack Sabre Jr. was not happy about this. He was like, "What the fuck did you drag me into?"
He's like, it's like this fucking guy, Garcia. But dude, that match is gonna be sexy.
So I'm looking at the 4 people involved in that match for next week. I feel like there's only one person who can take a pin in that group, and it's Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
We know how they treat Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. He's definitely not taking any pin.
I'm not sure you do it to Zack Sabre Jr. either.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to be a roll-up.
I mean, it happens enough in those matches.
But it's going to be a roll-up. That way anybody can take the pin. Well, except for Orange Cassidy, because he's still not going to lose.
So, outside of that, the only thing that had to do with Forbidden Door was what closed the show, but we already knew the Kenny and Ospreay match is happening. So, there are your updates for Forbidden Door?
We might have Willow and Tony Storm.
I was about to say that one, but it's also kind of weird because they're in the same company, even though Willow has the New Japan title.
Right. So that's a maybe thing, but not that's not confirmed. And the Orange Cassidy Zack Sabre Jr. Forbidden Door match isn't confirmed yet, but that's happening.
Right, like we're right before the show. It's right there in front of our faces. I feel like it has to, because if not, anything else is going to have like a 3-day build.
So yeah, that's definitely going to happen too. But yeah, that's the only other thing that we had there. I know the internet really wants Moxley and Ishii. But there's been no kind of talk about anything like that other than just people saying that's what they want.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of whatever else could play, because like tonight we did not get Kenny's friend from Japan.
Nope. I was kind of thinking that might be what happens today, but hey, the ending was still good.
Hey, you want more proof that Kenny doesn't watch Dynamite? How was Eddie Kingston the first person to help his tag team partners? And then Takeshita, and then Kenny.
Because there's an order of events, man. Nothing he can do about it.
Somebody had to find the backstage. Like Brandon Cutler had to run to find the backstage. Like, Kenny, they're being attacked. What? And then he had to convince them and then turn it on and then figure it out. Like, Brandon, you know I don't watch Dynamite.
Yeah, that's probably. Yep, that'll be BTE. Kenny's
I'm
just gonna
booking
be in the
BTE
back.
now.
Yeah, legit. Kenny's just gonna be in the back, sucking on that water bottle like he's been doing. And Brandon Cutler's gonna be like, "Hey, they're getting jumped again for the 1 billionth time."
Sorry, I'm imagining it in my head, and it all starts with laughing at Kenny Omega drinking a water bottle. At first, I felt so cringe about it, and then now, just after so many times, I'm just like, God damn it, Kenny.
I don't know why it's funny to me, but it is. I can't do that with this big ass bottle of water.
I think it's one of those things that I need to see how the people play off of it, and that's probably why, like, at first I was just like, oh God, I have no idea how this is gonna work.
It was cemented for me when John Silver walks in and sees him doing it. He's just like, nice technique.
Because like Dark Order is the one group that you can get away with doing whatever the hell you want with, and it's just going to work. The weirder it is, the more it even makes sense for those guys.
Yeah, that was what did it for me. I was like, now I think the water bottle thing is funny.
Like if they did the way that you would maybe expect, where like somebody does cringe over it, I think the whole thing would have been bad. But having the Dark Order do what they do with it, yes.
Yeah, Dark Order. They're important to BTE.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm looking at the amount of things in tonight's show that I don't want to watch or talk about.
Well, start with something.
So let's start off with what was clearly 100% the match of the night. The show opener. Match that you said you needed to see Adam Cole show you something against MJF. And then they had a hell of a match.
Yeah. It was, like we talked about during our Good, Bad, Ugly, I have not been on very high on Adam Cole since his return here. And this was what I needed so that I can say Adam Cole, baby. Because I was like, Adam Cole, no. Like that big ass graphic.
So for me, it's just, I'm a fan of him. And I want to be a fan of him. But when he came back as a face, like I've been saying the whole time, I'm like, I'm going to cheer for him either way. But I want my heel Adam Cole back.
Yeah, and we know he's gonna turn. Like the little bit that I know of him is that he's always been a heel. Like,
How I know him.
He'll definitely turn at some point.
Like really, like we talked about, like it was talked about him being like Shawn Michaels' handpicked guy, all that stuff, right? And it really does feel like he has like 90s Shawn Michaels vibes where he's the bad guy, but people love him.
Yep. Because, Adam Cole, baby. But he's going to cheat. It's like before they decided to let Eddie Guerrero be a babyface. Because he was just like cheating every match, but people were cheering the fuck out of him. And they're like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and lean into it.
And it's weird. He didn't really change anything about himself. He just he cheated with more pride in cheating.
Yeah. Like he just cheated with a smile on his face more.
It literally just went from a smirk to a full smile.
Yeah.
That's basically the difference.
Uh-huh. But Eddie Guerrero is one of a kind. I mean, Adam Cole's one of a kind. But Eddie Guerrero, man.
Speaking of one of a kind, I'm just going to throw this graphic up here because I don't know where else I'm going to necessarily use it tonight. One of a kind. The amount of times that I've ever seen MJF dive off the top rope to the outside of the ring, putting Adam Cole through a table with an elbow drop.
The number of times that you saw that?
Yeah, that's why I said one of a kind.
Yeah, that was MJ. I feel like MJF just keeps throwing in one little thing here and there every once in a while just to let you know that he can do pretty much everything. Because that, like, seeing that elbow brought me back to that top rope Spanish fly with the match with him and Takeshita, and I was like, oh shit, you got that in your bag?
I mean, think about it, he's basically been rising up the ranks with Sammy Guevara, and Sammy likes to do that every single match. I would hope that he would have knocked it out at some point.
Right, I guess, yeah, he should have that. But yeah, just, he throws in some stuff you don't expect to see because he's got such a classic kind of wrestling style where he's not going to do a whole lot of flashy stuff.
I mean, the flashiest thing he does is wave that diamond ring around.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yep.
Yeah, I definitely was not expecting to see MJF do that. I'm like, I see him climbing to, at first you see him go to a turnbuckle and he starts like grabbing at it. I'm figuring he's about to try to tear off like the turnbuckle pad or something to cheat. Was not expecting dive off the top rope.
Yeah, because once he stood up there, I knew he was going to jump off, but before he got up there, I was like, no, he's not. He's doing something else. There's no way. He doesn't do that. That's not something he'll do. But he did. He do that.
You know what? You might have been expecting this. But at the same point, I just realized the next thing in my notes, after we just talked about Eddie Guerrero, the next thing in my notes is MJF doing the Eddie Guerrero cheating spot. Or attempting to do it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. See, he was going full Eddie Guerrero in this match, and it just didn't work. That was really good. I like that. You get your good wrestling in this match, like get some drama, and then here they come with some super sports entertaining.
You want to know what I just realized too?
Belt. What
is at that moment, like when this is all happening, because you get MJF tossing Adam Cole the belt. Of course, he lays down because the ref looks like he's getting up. The ref is starting to get to his feet, falls back down. Now MJF realizes Adam Cole has the belt, the ref is down, and you get to see like the big smile on Adam Cole's face when he realized it. So there was almost like a hint of seeing like, this is how heel Adam Cole would be. He'd be so happy and giddy about this. So he's not a total baby face because he didn't throw the title away. He smacked MJF with it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, all right, good, he did it. Because that would be weird.
Listen, unless you are the most like innocent type of baby face, like, hey, I'm John Cena, I refuse to cheat ever.
Yeah.
Any normal person is gonna have something gift wrapped in your hands like that by them. You're taking that opportunity.
Exactly. And he took that opportunity, but did not capitalize.
He did go to hit the boom after, but Bryce was okay. So I found this to be really awkward. Adam Cole was not that tired. He hits the boom, he rolls him over, and then for whatever
he just He
He
just
looked-
flopped on top of him.
He just it was like kind of how
Well,
like Eddie.
look, hitting a man with a belt and then kneeing him in the back of the head is tiring, okay?
He looked fully ready, but he looked like he was trying to do the thing where, like, hey, we're both really fucked up right now, ref. Don't suspect anything.
Yeah.
And terrible pin.
Yeah, why he'd need to do that, I don't know. But yeah, the count was really slow. He didn't hook the leg. So MJF kicked out.
MJF was basically a pillow for Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just laid down on him, and it was real cute. Man.
So
Yeah, wait, so then wait, I forget what exactly happened after that.
my next,
how did we get to the ring? To the diamond ring.
so at one point, like when they're getting back up, Adam Cole gets him, and he looks like he might be trying another like straight jacket German suplex or whatever.
Yeah.
And MJF grabs onto the ref when he's being picked up from behind, and while he does that, he does a mule kick to Adam Cole's dick and balls. And then
there it was.
The ref is checking on Adam Cole. MJF goes and gets the ring. That's the next part of my notes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there it was. That's how that. Because I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah, I forgot about the kick to the bulls.
Mm-hmm. So I was sitting there thinking about the other ways I would cheat if the opportunity came up in a match.
Kick to the bulls.
A nice swift dick kick. Or a Danhausen dick punch.
Yep. Gotta be the Danhausen dick punch.
If I ever became a pro wrestler, I would do a Danhausen dick punch, and then I would do the Danhausen curse taunt, just so everybody knows why I'm punching that way. He's already influenced. I'd say young up and comers, but I think we're like the same age, or we might be older than Danhausen.
I'm gonna say, I was gonna say, looking at him, we might be older. We old, dog. We old.
So Bryce was very involved with the end of this match because he goes from checking on Adam Cole to turning at the perfectly right time to catch MJF's taking a swing with the ring and like starts to grab it off of him. Adam Cole super kick, Panama Sunrise, the boom. He's going for the pin. 1, 2. What happened?
The bell rings. It was a 30-minute time limit. I forgot all about that. And the bell, I was like, did they fuck up again? Come on. I'm like, they fucked up. And I'm like, oh no, 30-minute time limit. That was the play here. Because I was not thinking about the time that whole time there. I was like, this is going for a good amount of time here. A 30-minute match on Dynamite.
So Danhausen will be turning 33 this year.
Yep. All right. There's that.
I'm gonna lean into his character and say that he's actually like thousands of years old and like a demon or something like that. You know, whatever.
There we go.
He's also 7 feet tall, remember?
Mm-hmm. And like 350 pounds or something like that, too. Yeah. Okay. But
after the match.
So yeah, that match goes to a fucking time limit draw. And then Cole gets the mic and he's like, 5 more minutes, Mom. I just want to sleep 5 more minutes.
MJF kind of looks like pissed off, but also like he doesn't want any part of it. Like he knows it could be a bad idea. He eventually just kind of snake slithers out of the ring. Massive boos for MJF.
Yeah, he was not down for 5 more minutes.
I mean, you think it's nothing. He talks recently about having the greatest Iron Man match ever.
Yeah.
That was 60.
Say, man, you had a 60-minute.
you're all that great, you should be able to do it. But you said it, between this and what we have for Forbidden Door, obviously we knew this had to get stretched out in some kind of way. It's an eliminator match for a reason, so that way you could set up something down the road anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense because you kind of feel like you're not going to see MJF really get pinned until he loses the title.
Yeah, they're stretching this thing all the way out to like All In or All Out, whichever one. But yeah, they're definitely going to stretch this thing out that long.
All right, sir.
I was hoping they wouldn't, but tonight said, yeah.
So I'm thinking about this. We've talked over time about how me not seeing Adam Cole has been very disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
What if it is All Out? What if it is for the championship? What if we are there? And what if they actually have him win and I get the belt? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If that all happened,
ooh.
call me Juice Robinson.
So what if it happens at All In and he gets the week off for All Out?
Bye. I don't know how long that part of the segment went, but if I can cut it at that point, I'm cutting it at that point.
Hey man, they're trying to make sure that you don't get to see Adam Cole, and that's a good way to do it.
I'm doing the rest of this show under protest.
I will actually feel bad for you if that's actually what happens. Like, yeah,
I don't
the
even
match
want
is
to
at
think about
All
it.
In, and he's not going to be at All Out now. It's like, oh, shit. Which
Nope.
That'll be interesting to see what they start saying about those shows after Forbidden Door, because they're not going to say anything until after Forbidden Door, of course.
I feel like at some point I thought we saw them confirm that All Out would still be happening like normal. But I remember seeing people more recently even say that we still don't really have a confirmation of it. But I thought we got one. So I don't know.
You know what? I don't think there was ever any official ones, but I think there was a couple wrestlers on the AEW roster that said All Out was coming back.
So I have a question for you. Do we want to talk about Renee and Sammy Guevara's conversation in the ring? It was kind of meaty. At the same time,
I guess because we can kind of tie it into the Sting, Darby, Orange Cassidy,
Sure.
Keith Lee match, so that way we can make that one segment there. Since they're not more than kind of connected.
Darby's entrance to the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really what it was Darby's real long intro.
All right.
All right.
So talk about this. I'll kind of fly through the beginning parts with Renee's conversation with Sammy Guevara in the middle of the ring. Basically talks about lately the highs and the lows of finding out that they're having a baby girl, and also the lows of losing a title match. He talks about how he's got to make some changes, make some choices, and that's when Darby interrupts and basically says all the crap that Sammy was about to say himself anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He needs to leave the JAS, and
points out the fans are loving
him. The fans love him. Yeah. It's like the fans are liking you, even though the crowd was like, he's starting to get more cheers than boos now, but there's still a whole lot of boos in there.
But it's just saying, like, you can see the fans changing, is what he's saying.
But
Like,
yeah, the fans are definitely warming up to Sammy Guevara now.
but once he talks about needing to get out of the JAS, that's when Jericho's music hits, and he comes out to the ring wearing your favorite pair of boots ever.
Those boots, man. And he was not graceful in his walk. Like, if you're gonna rock some pink rhinestone heels, you gotta, you gotta slay that runway, Jericho, and you did not slay that runway.
You know what? I just realized the best part about this whole covering the segment is going to be a little bit later. To kind of go through it, he just basically says during the 3 months Sammy chased the title, Sammy never called him, or else Sammy would be there as champion. Sammy turns it back on him because clearly where he was going with this was he was gonna do it on his own, and he's done with JS. Blah blah blah. He says Jericho never called Sammy, or else Adam Cole wouldn't beat Jericho twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
He beat twice.
Darby had a really good line. Do you remember it? He looks at Jericho and says, "You call yourself the wizard, but every time you step between those ropes, the magic is gone."
Oh yeah, that was good. Bars.
That's when Jericho threatens that Sammy and them would meet him up 2-on-1, and I don't know. Sting ends up coming out because Darby's like, "I'm not alone," and this Jericho and Sting basically have a pissing contest in the middle of the ring with their baseball bats.
Yeah, they were touching bats for a really long time. Like their bats were touching each other's bats a lot.
Jericho with a full extension was like holding his bat right to Sting's throat here. And then Sting, because he actually has a full-size baseball bat, only has to hold his out like right here, and he has it right back to Jericho in the same regards. And then eventually...
Yeah, they were throwing each other's bats.
Eventually they start sword fighting with them. And Jericho was outmatched in that regard.
Yeah, Jericho's bat's too little to hang with Sting. Sting's got a bigger bat.
And they're aluminum bats. You hear those things when he slaps Jericho's
Clang.
bat. Yeah.
Clang, clang. It's like an old man lightsaber fight.
Floyd, you tiny, tiny bat. We kind of talked about it. Kind of a glorified entrance for Sting and Darby going into their 8-man tag team match where they teamed up with Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy against Swerve and people who are treated like jobbers.
Against, you mean Swerve, who was treated like a jobber? I mean, well, no, he gets a lot of TV time to be a jobber, but he got the jobber entrance today. They were just like, yeah, the Mogul Embassy's here. Yeah. They're here to lose. You already know what the deal is.
I seriously...
because this is the new heel faction that's just going to get torn down.
So, like, early on parts of this match, it was a lot of pure chaos, and then with some basic wrestling. It was whatever. I didn't really take a single note on this outside of the very end of the match. So if you have anything that you enjoyed and you want to mention,
anything that I enjoyed
or want to mention.
Okay, we want to mention. What was Daniel Garcia watching for? What oh yeah, Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
He wants Orange Cassidy. Okay, that was because I was like Daniel Garcia was in the back watching the whole time, and I was like, what's he doing?
I just remembered the Daniel Garcia Orange Cassidy match was the one that we got to see live.
Yeah.
It feels like forever ago at this point. That was crazy.
I mean, it was a month ago. Over a month ago.
True. Brian Cage had Old Man Singh up in position for, depending on what you want to call it, the F5, the F10. And Orange Cassidy slides in, hits a Superman punch. Sting drops right down into a Scorpion Death Drop with Brian Cage. And Sting, at whatever years old, pins Brian Cage, who is dressed as Sting from like 1989.
Yeah. Hey, Brian Cage. Yeah.
Sting doesn't lose, and you want to mock him. Smart.
Yeah, you should have known what you were doing, man.
The biggest thing that we take out of this, because obviously seeing one side of the team being Darby, Sting and his never losing, and also Orange Cassidy versus Mongol Embassy. The big thing about this is just what we've talked about a number of times.
Fucking finish the Keith Lee and Swerve feud, damn it.
Then put a title on Swerve. Like, do
Like,
something with him. Make him win.
Like yesterday. Put a belt on him yesterday. Because, god damn it. He is just oozing charisma, losing.
Honestly, he should have beat Orange Cassidy. You could have given Orange Cassidy a little bit.
Yeah. He's the perfect person to take that.
And then you could focus on him and revolve everything around him as opposed to trying to fit him into other people's stuff.
And then we already know what kind of worker Swerve is. And since that's the workhorse title, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
But no. But, so, pretty soon there's going to be a Mogul Embassy deletion. I feel like that's what's coming next.
I swear if after Keith Lee, Swerve's next feud is that, and the end result is him like losing to Jeff Hardy on Jeff Hardy's way to a championship. Mm-hmm. Hello Raw, hello SmackDown, hello SummerSlam.
Hey, we going to SummerSlam either way. Yeah, but yeah. Do something with that, please, y'all. The Keith Lee and Swerve interactions in the match, of course, were a whole lot of fun and just pissed me off. Like, I feel like they're doing this to trigger me now because I can't be the only person that's getting annoyed.
Oh no, you are not alone. It's all over the place. But we talked about keeping an eye on Keith Lee. Early parts of this match, Keith Lee looked like Keith Lee. The end of the match, my concerns were there once again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of feel like that was all work at the end there. Because he hadn't done that much.
It felt kind of weird that he was laying in the corner that they were about to use for a spot, and he kind of had to just like very sluggishly roll out of the way at the very last second. Like,
could be.
That's another reason why we need this match, so we can see what the fucking state of Keith Lee is.
Yeah. You guys are just, I don't know why they're doing that to me. Just make it happen.
You had mentioned the Hardys, so I'll say this real quick. The Guns want the Hardys, even though the Hardys are washed. Basically what their whole thing was.
Yeah.
They acted like they had no idea what Renee was talking about in terms of helping Jay White. But, whatever. Don't know where that's going to go. Not really developing anything yet.
Hey, they're the best brother tag team in AEW. So they started
I didn't even
off,
think of the Hardys first. I thought of the Jacksons.
Best tag team in AEW and the best brother tag team in AEW. And I was like,
felt very backwards.
The first part cover the second part too? Okay. You should have said it in the other order, but all right, this is cool. They gonna have the Hardys next week on Dynamite. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Um, sorry. Outside the main event, there's the women's match, and then I'm sitting here staring at a match that includes two people I give zero fucks about, and I'm wondering, do we skip it? And the only reason we could possibly say no is because what happens after the match between Wardlow and Jake Hager.
Yeah. I feel like that whole. So I feel like the Wardlow Hager match is basically just like it's what you should now do with Wardlow as promos. Just have him come out there, whoop somebody's ass, and then whoever he's going against can pop up on screen like that. Because that was cool with me. Because the match really wasn't much worth talking about. It was Hager Wardlow. Hager is Hager. Wardlow, his style doesn't work with guys that are bigger than him. So, yeah.
I know, how are you gonna have somebody who's supposed to be a powerhouse, but he's really not that much bigger than everybody?
Yeah. Yeah, like Wardlow is, yeah, his style is I'm bigger than you, and he's not bigger than Hager. So
Like
you even saw it when he did the power bombs at the end. He was like, nah, two is good.
Think about it. If you were to put Wardlow next to Brian Cage and like Nick Jackson, or Nick, Nick, because he's a little bit taller, but I think he's a little bit thinner than Matt. Wardlow might actually be closer to Nick Jackson's size than Brian Cage's.
I wouldn't say that.
I said might be because I do feel like he's kind of in the middle. Brian Cage is ridiculously big. Height-wise, he's not that much. Like, they're in line with each other, but Matt...
I remember they were about the same height.
But
yeah, like, he does have more mass, and he's more cut. But Nick Jackson, though... That's
Penny might be
straight hate.
Penny might be bigger than Wardlow.
I think that's hating, man.
Honestly, like, when's the last time you looked at Kenny like stand up for muscle? Like, he's actually big. Yeah.
But nah, he's not bigger than Wardlow. But they make sure that they don't put Wardlow. Other than Hobbs, they pretty much keep Wardlow out of the ring with dudes similar size, because you got to see it with Hobbs. That Hobbs' chest could eat Wardlow.
But that's kind of why I like to say that.
Hager, like, completely different body type, like taller, leaner body type, but you could see. Even with Hager, like Hager's big enough to where Wardlow had issues being Wardlow.
Actually, you want to know what's funny about that? Do you remember Hager when he was in WWE? Like, it might have been like right when you were tuning out, but do you remember Jack Swagger?
Oh, yeah.
He was a little bit thicker at that time. He was like, he legitimately was just a taller version of Wardlow back then, basically. And he used the powerbomb as well. Hager attacked in the entrance. Wardlow wins with power bombs. Christian and Luchasaurus fucked up Arn Anderson and said, "What are you gonna do without your daddy?" on Saturday when we fight on Collision. Luchasaurus Wardlow, not Christian Cage.
Yeah, Luchasaurus is one. Because Wardlow won at Luchasaurus.
Yep.
Which, obviously, that's going to be a loss.
the title that doesn't exist to me anymore.
Yeah. It's crazy how like fast the international title became the number 2 belt. 'Cause it was just like, yeah, the TNT title is supposed to be the second belt, but
Hell, at
Orange
this
Cassidy is looking real good with that international belt.
hell, at this point, not watching Ring of Honor or anything, I put Samoa Joe's television title over top of that TNT title.
uh,
Speaking
put
of
the TBS title over it.
Sorry, I just realized the only thing that we did see for women was the one match, because I was like, there's no Statlander and she's on a roll, and they're on TBS tonight. But speaking of women's champions, we had Toni Storm going up against Sky Blue, who won her fatal. Sorry, I don't think they use that word in AEW, but the 4-way match on Rampage between her, Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Mercedes.
Wait, who did you say?
Mercedes Martinez, was she number 4?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that she was back.
Mm-hmm. Lady Martinez.
Sue me. Haven't watched Rampage. Rampage is dead to me.
So bad. But yeah, Sky Blue got that win. That's what's up. I like that they gave Sky Blue a win there, so that she could lose here. But keeping up the trend of Sky Blue losing on Dynamite. But hey, she is moving up though. She's getting title shots. She's losing on Dynamite instead of Rampage.
She had some fight in her as opposed to just being
treated
like a jobber.
She looked great in that match. But Sky Blue has been looking like we've been talking about it for the last few months, or well, several months now. But every time you see Sky Blue, she looks better.
Like there's moves that you go back, it's so much cleaner.
Yeah, like she's like slowly starting to become one of the better wrestlers, like on the women's roster, and I love it. I love it.
So part of the important part of this match was the fact that Sky Blue's mom was ringside. You got to enjoy seeing her mom at ringside for a title match. Of course, the heels being the heels, they had to mess with the mom throughout the match. Talk some shit, stuff like that.
Yeah. Her and Sky Blue's mom and Ruby were going back and forth pretty much the entire match.
Because very early in this match, they let Sky Blue start off with that baby face, like that flurry of offense. At one point when she was on the apron, she like struck Toni, but then with Ruby there at ringside, she like kicked her. And I remember once they actually got back in the ring after that kick, Ruby went right over to the mom to talk. They ended up, while they were outside ringside, once Sky Blue was in the ring, she had laid Toni Storm out. And they were both outside. They end up spraying the mom in the face. And then Sky Blue got pissed off.
That's bullshit. They sprayed her in the face. I did like the Sky Blue had her own spray paint. She was like, I got this blue spray paint, bitch.
You know what? It shows that at some point in wrestling, kayfabe, and story, that you can learn. Now all the women need to do is learn how to not go out to the ring by yourself against the outcasts.
Hey, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. You saw Willow didn't let her get beat up too long.
That was actually a pretty fun like exchange all the way at the end, like the way that it went down.
Yeah.
Because like Ruby, like she passes off the spray to Toni and then starts distracting the ref so Toni can get in the ring to do it. But that's when Sky Blue surprises her.
Yeah, surprise. That was really good right there. I also like that she kicked out of the Storm Zero.
Mm-hmm. Now,
because I was not expecting that.
She hit the code blue. I'm assuming that's what they call it because it's a code red, but obviously changed. But Ruby still kept on distracting the ref, and obviously Sky Blue didn't get the win. She goes to attack Ruby, and that's what gave the upper hand for what you're talking about with Tony hitting the Storm Zero.
Yeah, Tony hits a Storm Zero and Sky Blue kicks out of that bad boy. They're making Sky Blue look like she's getting stronger. I like it.
That surprised the hell out of me. But of course, that was only to delay the inevitable because Tony still ends up picking up the win and they continue to attack. But then it was right before the main event at Dynamite, which was fun and all.
Main event.
You got your main event as Willow comes running out for the save.
Mm-hmm. Willow. And but it feels kind of like they might try to set up Willow and Tony match, because it was like they've been putting a little bit more emphasis on the fact that Willow is a champion, but before they even said her name, it's the New Japan World Strong Women's Champion, Willow Nightingale.
Honestly, as long as if they do, I would hope if they do that, and they should, that because both sides are champion, because the other champions are all facing like non-champions or something like that, right?
Right.
But if they do a champion versus champion here, I hope it's just strictly champion versus champion, not any kind of title on the line. So maybe you can get by with Willow getting a win. I don't know how you'll do it against the Outcast in a 3-on-1 scenario, but maybe that's when the other girls learn.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, you could do Ruby just because of their history.
No, I meant like if they did do Tony versus Willow.
Yeah, I was thinking of other options, because it feels like they're gonna have to use Willow for Forbidden Door just because she's a New Japan champion. And she's on their roster, like it's a no-brainer. So I'm like, could they give her Ruby maybe?
But I don't know enough about the other side of the world to know who Tony could go up against to kind of...
Right.
And then you still have Statlander.
Yeah. And Jade didn't have a match on Forbidden Door last year.
Well, last year New Japan really hadn't established the whole having women's championships.
Yeah, there wasn't a women's roster established for them yet. I remember now.
Yeah, I think we had the AEW Women's Championship match, but that was it.
Yeah, because they're really just using like all the Stardom people now. But
it'd be cool to see continue. It'd be a nice way to see. There's an opportunity here to really help build Willow up even more within the AEW world.
Yeah. It's a happy accident. Well, unfortunate for Mercedes, very unfortunate, and hopefully she's healthy real fast. But it's a happy accident for Willow because, like I said, she gets to show that she has exactly what you need for a babyface champion. Because I don't think AEW really has another babyface that I would put a belt on. Well, on the women's side.
I don't feel like there's anyone right now in a really good position for it, but that's also because of their lack of really using women outside of
that's what I'm
the
like,
direct title scene.
That's what I was like, this belt is letting her show, hey, I can be that baby face for you guys.
And then having her in AEW, then having Statlander right now, it's a nice way that you can kind of put a pause on Tony if you're trying to find a way to kind of hold out till Jamie being back or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, focus on the other two, yep. Until Jamie's back, so she can win it all in.
Now, It is time though for the main event
It's
of
time for
Dynamite. The Hung Bucks. Because I'm saying it even though they didn't use it on AEW Dynamite tonight.
no, it's
Versus,
sexually suggestive, man. You can't be saying stuff like that.
I thought the bigger issue that was anatomically misleading. Like,
I'm
at least they're not lying to you. Like, that's the
Yeah.
problem. They're lying to you.
Hey, you know the Bucks ain't big, and that's okay.
But they're going up against the Blackpool Combat Club, which is actually kind of funny considering how close those initials are to something else
Yeah,
along
the
those
British
same lines.
Broadcasting Corporation.
So, honestly, I have zero notes about the course of this match. It was a lot of what you expect from the elite side of things with the tag team, like the double teams and stuff, and what you expect for BCC. All they have is towards the end. And I remember being like, I swear, if Wheeler Yuta pins Hangman, I quit. I quit. I fucking quit.
Oh man. So yeah, I didn't really try to take notes on this match. I don't try to take notes on Young Bucks matches because spots.
There's just usually
Cool.
spots I try to mark down for the sake of like, oh, this one's worth mentioning. But
Yeah, I usually try. I'll try to take down one or two things occasionally, but it's a spot fest.
it has to be a situation like MJF jumping off the top rope to the outside. It has to be something different for me to want to write it down.
Hmm. Yeah. I love Claudio versus Nick Jackson.
Nick
Yeah,
dives
those
on
two
him and
interactions
catches him
dope.
like twist, 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 twist. Suplex
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, they're great together. Love it. And yeah, Wheeler Yuta, even though he was already really, really good, he's been looking even better. Like they keep talking about it on commentary, but he actually does look better for some reason.
That annoying little shit. And I love that they acknowledge it the exact same way. And that's how they put it. So I'm like, it's perfect. Just lean into it and let him be the annoying little shit for a while.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect.
That's not how the end of the match worked out, though, because it was quite the opposite. Bucks hit the BT trigger, and then Hangman's able to hit the buckshot on Yuta for the win. But despite the fact that the BCC lost, they immediately are able to attack the Elite and get the upper hand until someone you probably were not expecting comes out to make the save.
Cause, so that that part there, I liked the whole match and everything and most of what took place afterwards. But what really got me was that part there too. Mox, like right near the end, was watching what happened, and then one of the Bucks like went after him. But I was like, this is just kind of weird. Mox is just kind of like leaning on the side of the ring, waiting to be attacked by one of the Bucks. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really look like he's about to go in for a save. It just looks like he's waiting for a spot. And yeah, he was waiting for a spot.
I know as Hangman went for the pin, the Bucks both did like moonsaults or some shit to the outside to take out the other people.
Mm-hmm. But hey, you can't be moonsaulting that much on Claudio. He'll just catch you.
But that's when, like, so after Hangman gets the pin, BCC attacks as a group again, somehow have the number advantage. Or I shouldn't say numbers advantage, but they're able to get the advantage until Eddie Kingston, who we know the long-standing beef with Claudio, but just not who you're expecting to pop out in this situation.
Hey, Eddie's on TV again.
And it's on Dynamite, not Collision.
Yeah, because he said, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm going to Ring of Honor. But now he's back on Dynamite.
And it's funny because right when he said that about going to Ring of Honor, I think that was right before he faced Claudio for the title, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. But the interesting part about this is he goes for Claudio. It kind of clears the ring. Him and Mox ends up facing off until Matt attacks Mox, but Eddie pulls Matt Jackson off of Mox. Then Mox gets in Eddie's face. Out comes Takesh to attack Kingston, then Nick Jackson.
Yeah. Then Takeshita and Kenny start scrapping it out. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. This is what I want to see.
Kenny's team is being attacked, and he's the third person to come out after the fact.
Either way,
Eddie, Takeshita, Omega.
Takeshita and Kenny. Whenever we get that, oh man. It's gonna be hype.
But then as you're saying, they're getting ready to start the fight. Takesha's up against the ropes. Kenny's going for the V trigger. Gets it, and then out of nowhere, like seriously, so fucking quick and out of nowhere, Will Ospreay slides into the ring.
Yeah. Just when you think the Elite, like they were like just getting ready to be like, yeah, we did it. And he's like, nah, you didn't. You didn't.
Kicks Kenny.
I'm here.
Lays him out. Hits a hidden blade. He ends up hitting, God, what was it? The Stormbreaker, right? That's what it was called. So at first, as he's setting up for this, I'm there thinking, okay, I don't remember what movie uses like this. Then he goes from like the pedigree position to up on his shoulders. So I was like, there's no way it's Ricky Starks' move.
It's crazier.
Oh, yep, definitely.
Absolutely crazy.
So after he lays out Kenny, he's doing a bunch of the taunting, right? And right before they go off the air, he lines back up and hits like one more hidden blade with like 5 seconds to go before the end of TV.
That's it. That's a hit of the night right there. That's the hit of the night. Because you ended the show just obliterating the back of Kenny's head. How's a better way to end that?
And we knew because when the match ended, there was
What's
like
the better way?
a good amount of minutes left that there was no
Yeah,
way
there
it could
was
be
5
just
minutes
celebration.
left. We knew there was something else coming. I was
We just didn't know it was gonna be like
hoping
4
for Kota
people.
Ibushi, but this was really good either way, because they teased the Takeshita and Kenny thing, and then brought out Will Ospreay out of nowhere. Like, that's all I needed to see.
So are they gonna use Takeshita and Don Callis as a way to help explain away like Will Ospreay beating Kenny at Forbidden Door, or are they gonna let them just go 1-on-1, no questions asked, Will Ospreay wins?
I really hope they let it just happen, because I feel like we're getting a classic match series here, and I would not like for there to be interference.
Mm-hmm. Like, let it be, because it's a pay-per-view, let it be Ospreay wins, he gets the title, he celebrates. Kenny, like, he gets out of the ring. Kenny goes to, like, get his standing ovation once he finally gets up, and then let Takeshita come in or something.
Yeah.
Or save it for next week.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. We also get Will Ospreay on Rampage.
Yeah, you gotta love that being thrown in just randomly as words at the very end of Dynamite. Ospreay will be in action, so we don't know against who, so it's probably gonna be a jobber, he's probably gonna win, and it's gonna be on Rampage, which is dead to me.
Who's the I'm gonna say Action Andretti. He's the Rampage babyface that everybody faces.
Wait. And wasn't he the one who just lost to Kyle Fletcher, another member of the Empire?
Mm-hmm.
United Empire? So, yeah, makes all the sense in the world.
Yep.
Out of curiosity.
Watch, it's going to be Action Andretti now.
I'm pulling
if it's Action Andretti, AEW, you owe me a soda.
I'm not reading the
Jeez.
tweets, but I am scrolling through AEW's Twitter and look and see there's clips from the end of the show, clips from matches, stuff like that. This is going to be before that. I do not see any graphic for that match. So at this time, I don't see an official.
It's either going to be a jobber or Action Andretti, who's basically a jobber.
You know, say, isn't that like the definition of the meme of, tell me the difference between these two pictures? Then from The Office, they're the same.
Yeah. Poor guy. Hey, he got a win on Jericho, though.
And then he got to hang out with Ricky Starks for a while.
Yeah.
So there's the highlights of your career. Now you just get to lose no matter what.
Po man. Po man.
Can't be that poor. He has that job. He has got money on his mind. Anyways, it's midnight. We're old men. That's the end of Dynamite. Unless probably a couple of things that were small that don't need to be mentioned, like 10,000 CM Punk promos.
Yeah, I didn't take notes on some of those.
Oh,
because
I was just also including commercials.
Like FTR and the FTR and Bullet Club Gold video. Like it was basically about CM Punk. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we talked about CM Punk.
Yeah, so that's why those types of things I'm like, yeah, no notes, don't need to talk about them.
Yeah, it's like as a wrestling nerd, I'm just tired of talking about CM Punk. Either I want him to be like I need to be talking about his actual wrestling or something he's done on the television. Because I don't
like. I give no fucks about him either way.
Yeah.
But if he's able to provide us with good stories and good wrestling matches, I don't care if he's there or not there. I just don't want him to cause problems. Give us good stories. I don't care.
Right.
I'll be happy then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's all I want. Give me some good stories, because you're going to have massive heel heat with him. So run with it. There's
a number of people out there in the wrestling world that I do not care about one way or the other. But if they can give me good stories and stuff, I'll enjoy that as it happens. Great example. I really don't actually care about Bryan Danielson. I don't. I know he's really good. I just don't love him or hate him. Seth Rollins. I understand that he can be really good. There's things about his matches I don't like. There's things I do like. I don't really care about him either way. But you give me good stories and stuff, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who's that guy for me. Probably Jericho.
I hate to say it, as much as I've loved him, I'm kind of soured onto him, like where I actually want to see less of him because his stories haven't really been good either.
Yeah, because like now old Jericho, hell yeah, we wanted the fuck out of that. But
see, I thought you might have went with somebody like Hangman.
Yeah, he's around there too.
Because like I don't ever hear much of you say like I like him or anything, but you can appreciate somebody and what they bring to the table without caring either way. And
yeah, because Hangman for me is yeah. So he definitely it definitely depends on the match. Because when I see a good match with Hangman, I'm like, hell yeah, that's a great match. But then when his talking segments, I'm like, meh.
See, like I like him and I'll pop
he's
for
not
him.
Bad, but meh.
But I'll also understand like for like in certain situations, like you're not rushing we're not going to the shows like I can't wait for this or that with Hangman. Like sometimes it depends on when we get those good stories. And yes, he gets his pops. I'll admit I like him by the way, but that would be one that's very easy to understand. Honestly, Cash does the kind of honestly, that's a great one because early on you could see him having this character and having the lack of investment in him, but he's been around long enough now that like what the fuck are you gonna do with him? Because nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Hook is definitely one for me. Because if he's doing something good, I like it, but otherwise I'll be like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Have a good night, everybody.
Now it's time for so long.
Like, subscribe, share, all those good things. And yeah, so if collision happens, it happens. We don't know right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sorry to not be able to give you guys any kind of notice, but if it happens, it happens.
Worst case scenario, we'll see y'all next week on Wednesday. Good night.